Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning. What up, everyone? Man, that is an amalgamation of an emoji you just put there, eh? I don't even know what to say to that. I like it, though. I like it. What's up, everyone? Hey, what up, top? So, small change to the format. What up, Pala? So this is gonna be the format of the stream going forward. We're gonna be doing RIOT MMO speculation. Honestly, guys, I do think it's closer than we think, and I really believe that we're probably gonna get some kind of news at the latest next year. We're gonna go through Runeterra lore. I'm probably gonna cover a story. I tried to do something yesterday with what's it called? It's like Gemini VO, whatever it's called, the AI generated image. It did not work. I was trying to get like lore images that don't exist, because at the end of the day, there's only so many images you can pull when it comes to lore. It didn't work out. It didn't look great. So I'm gonna try to do that again today, but I don't understand how people are creating these like crazy AI images. Like, I give it a prompt, I try to give it literally images. I gave it Yasuo. It did not look like Yasuo. And then we're gonna do the Let's Play. Right now we're still going through Rune King. So first things first, guys, I want to talk to you about the RIOT MMO's grand economic blueprint. That single hire that we saw the other day, I have a link to it here. This principal game designer, the progression and economy unplugged. I'm losing sleep over it, because I really think the progression and economy in the MMO is probably the most important thing the MMO has when it comes to if it's going to be successful or not. And it's the easiest thing to screw up. And so I took all my thoughts and my rants, and then I put them into an article. And so, of course, there's the going dark tweet. But that recent job posting emerged, and for a team that has intentionally gone dark, we can glean what the team is up to behind the scenes based on the recruitment post. This analysis deconstructs the hire to understand the project's current state, its core design philosophy, and how Riot may be planning to solve some of the MMO genre's most enduring problems. This really is what it's telling, the responsibilities. That's kind of what their goal is with the role. What are they looking for the person to fill? What shoes are they going to be filling when they're hired? So the architect of the world. Riot's search for a principal designer indicates they're not looking for someone that simply executes an existing plan. They're hiring an architect to design the blueprint. This senior role is responsible for establishing the foundational systems that will define the core player experience for the entire lifecycle of the game. The job description itself lays out the monumental task. As a principal designer focused on progression and economy, you'll build and maintain a thriving MMO player economy. You contribute to and connect the many elements like progression, skills, resources, goods, and trade. You help us create a stable and sustainable economy where all activities and player types are valued and balanced. So 2 pillars stand out from this description to me, and that's progression and economy. 2 things that it seems like no one can freaking get right, honestly. Progression is the why. It's every system that provides a sense of growth and purpose, from leveling up to gaining reputation. It's the psychological engine that keeps players engaged. Economy's really the how, the intricate web of governing and the creation, flow, and the destruction of all resources. It gives a tangible meaning to progression, from crafting gear to trading on the auction house. And crafting should absolutely be a player avenue. I always felt like in Classic, like I played Classic WoW when they released that, and in Classic, when I had nothing to do, I did professions. That seemed like the thing. I feel like in retail WoW, when I have nothing to do, I have nothing to do. I don't really play as much anymore, but like when I didn't have a raid or whatever, I started getting into PvP. I would climb to like 2500, if you guys know what that is in Arena. And once I get 2500, I unlock that full gear set, which I try to, it's like a armor set that you can unlock per season. Once I did that, and I usually hit like heroic. I'm not gonna hit mythic rating. I'll like finish normal. If I want to, I'll do heroic, and I don't really care to finish it. And then you're done. In Classic WoW, when I didn't have anything to do, I would just do professions. I'd go out, I'd farm, I'd herb, whatever. I'd get stuff for the raid, right? Get stuff for the upcoming raid. That's the kind of thing that you're supposed to be doing. Some people in the guild just did professions, and that's fine. That's what they wanted to do, but they still contributed. That doesn't really happen anymore. And then I want to talk about this because progression can easily be destroyed. It's way too easy to like destroy progression and not be able to come back from it. Like, how do you recover from this? I don't know if you guys can hear it. Okay, yeah, you can. Yeah. The infamous level 60 boost. This little gnome. Oh, he's tired. He's exhausted. He's been questing. It's so sandy and dusty out here. A bonus. His friends are selling him on the idea. He's only level 60. How can he ever raid? Purchase. And now he's trash.
Warlords of Draenor now and receive a level 90 character boost to use instantly.
Okay, so what he just did there was he paid money to skip progression. Like, he literally he literally said, hey, this is boring. I'd rather just play with my friends. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay to skip progression to go. You should never even want to pay to skip progression. Progression shouldn't be, you shouldn't be allowed to, for one. But you should enjoy the progression. And every system ties together. And professions were something that you did while you were leveling. Like, leveling in classic WoW is something people like doing. And then leveling in current WoW is something people just like have to get through. It's like a chore. That progression system ties a lot into the economy of the game. And then, you know, Blizzard kind of took over the economy by just selling the boost. So that's something, and it's hard to come back from that kind of stuff. Like, once it's there, it's really tough to get rid of. Like the WoW token, you're selling gold. Once you're selling the gold, the WoW token exists. How do you get rid of it? Once the Blizzard store exists in World of Warcraft, how do you go back? I don't think you really can. It's like, these are mistakes that are permanent and kind of really destroy the economy of the game for short-term profit. I call it out. I'm going to say how it is. It's short-term profit for a long-term like destruction of the health of the game. These two systems are inextricably linked. The desire to progress fuels economic demand, and functioning economy facilitates that progression. The timing of this hire strongly suggests that the MMO is in deep production or a very early production phase. This aligns perfectly with Mark Merrill's statement about the reset, confirming it was not a small course correction, but a fundamental teardown and rebuilding of the game's core vision to be a significant evolution of the genre. That's really what the reset was. I don't think they were just throwing out assets. You know, I'm sure a lot of the art was built, a lot of the zones, they already had like the map laid out, what zones were going to come out at launch and stuff like that, and maybe like the first 2 patches story-wise. I'm sure that was all done, and it's still the same, but it's the core is what's going to be, what was going to be changed. I'm going to be a little bit off topic, but I will go to mandatory military service about 6 months. I hope game not come out when I was not here. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be out anytime soon. That's for sure. There's not even been a beta yet, and I want to do another discussion with you guys about alpha and beta and how it should be done, because even currently, World of Warcraft, they have like beta testing of full raids, and it comes to the point where if you're involved like in the community, if you're on the Reddit at all, or you're watching YouTube in any way, it gets to the point where you know everything before it even happens. Like, if you do a beta or an alpha, it's got to be internal. But I think you're good. If you're good, you're 100% good. Thank you for your service, but like 6 months, you're 100% fine. You leave in 6 months, so I don't know what you're saying. Like, who knows how long the military service is? But yeah, it's not that close. You got time. They haven't even gotten a trailer yet. And then this, so like new and returning player guide. This shows like a little bit of the economy of World of Warcraft.
This includes crafted items, raw materials, and loads of items that can just drop from the world. So
this is I think a horrible. I wanted to show this because I think it's a horrible system. This is literally just like mixandmatch.com of selling goods. It's just a bunch of people listing a bunch of stuff that they get, and then everyone just goes on and buys it. Now, I don't think an auction house is useless. I just don't think it's the best system to engage like a MMO economy. It's not engaging enough. There's not enough here for someone to like really engage it and barter and trade. It just feels like you go on, you grab your herbs, you go on and you list them for lower than the price that's there. There has to be a better way. The economy as a society's heart. To truly evolve the genre, the endgame economy must be more than a marketplace. It must be a social fabric of the world, a deep player-driven economy, which fosters independence and transforms the game from a solo experience into a virtual society. The goal is to make every playstyle, not just combat, feel essential. In a well-designed PDE, player-driven economy, the raider needs the crafter, who needs the gatherer, who ensuring that all players contribute meaningfully to the ecosystem. Not everyone is able to make it to raid night, you know? But if you're in a guild, you're crafting, like if someone wants to be the best miner on a server, or the best farmer or whatever, the best blacksmith. Yeah, that's not raid night. That's gonna be more intermittent play, right? You can do a little bit, log off, do a little bit, log off. And sometimes that's the playstyle that people, that's the only time that they have. Not everyone can log on for a freaking 4-hour raid. But that should still be meaningful. It should still feel essential. Like, yeah, you know, this guild has the best blacksmith in... Oh, wow, this is really loud, is it? No. Okay. Yeah, you should be like, it should be almost a pride thing to have the best blacksmith on the server. Furthermore, a PDE acts as a dynamic content engine. Instead of static NPC quests, the economy itself creates emergent goals. A high demand for iron ore reflecting in its rising price becomes a community-driven quest for miners. This constant flux of supply and demand offers a depth of engagement that pre-scripted content can never match. Like, the players need to be able to make their own content at one point. And the best way to do that is with an economy and a world that's ever changing and people fighting over resources. Now, I will say this, I think Ashes of Creation, I'm never going to play it. That's what I think. But they do a great marketing job.
All throughout the world in Ashes of Creation exist nodes. These nodes at first exist behind the scenes, unknown to the players as collection points for activities. These nodes are divided into zones of influence, or ZOIs as we call them, represented here by the different colored areas, and within each zone is a node as shown.
I think the node system is pretty good. Again, I think they're great at marketing, but the node system sounds nice.
A node represents a specific location where a camp can form and gradually be developed into a village, then a town, to a city, and eventually a metropolis. Every activity a player participates in will fall within a specific node's ZOI. And
guys, look at how think about this. This world is ever changing. These nodes and these people, and they're developing based on players. Like Runeterra, I feel like everyone's stuck in the current MMO mindset and they literally did a reset on the MMO because it was too similar to the MMOs today, like World of Warcraft. But you're so stuck in that mindset that you're losing sight of what Runeterra could be. Like, imagine Runeterra has these node systems and they're changing environments, and groups are fighting over resources, and there's guilds fighting each other in different spots. Like between Noxus and Demacia, there's this area that's really high in this particular ore, and there's these two large guilds on your server that are fighting. I could go on a tangent about server health and what it means to be like a closed ecosystem for a server, but
contribute to that specific node's development.
Yeah.
This is important because only so many nodes can be developed, and certain content is locked behind which nodes develop. This can create conflict between different communities that have a vested interest in the development of certain nodes. When you first enter the world, you will arrive through one of the great divine gateways.
So he's saying that these nodes exist and content is locked behind which nodes are developed. And players will develop the nodes. And so guilds are going to be fighting, like groups are going to be fighting. Basically, this group wants this pink node developed, but another group wants the green node developed. Well, if you want the green node developed, you're probably going to start fighting with the pink node if they're getting close to like fully developing it and then pushing that content. And then it creates a whole player system. Like the economy should encourage the player ecosystem to grow and to interact with each other. It's the most important part of the game. I feel like it's almost just as important as raiding.
Vested interest in the development of certain nodes. When you first enter the world, you will arrive through one of the great divine gateways. These portals are remnants of the civilizations that once inhabited this world. Your ancestors fled their home in haste, and now an eternity has passed, and these divine gateways have opened once again, leading you back to the world of your origin. As our players begin to explore their surroundings, they will find a world teeming with valuable
That's a pretty cool
resources,
concept.
complex quests, and monstrous foes. In this case, one of our players has found some ore to mine, which allows her to progress her artisan class by collecting.
Yeah, see, this is like she's literally getting experience and she's contributing based on her just mining. Is the RIOT MMO happening even? Oh yeah, the RIOT MMO is definitely happening. We're discussing like what a new hire, this new role that they're hiring for, the principal game designer, progression, and economy. And you could literally filter on the Riot Games website by, maybe not this page, Riot Games roles, because I think I just clicked on that from Google. So if you go to work with us, they literally have, where is it? MMO. So it's definitely coming out. It's going to happen. I know there's not a lot of faith these days for some reason, and everyone's like, it's never going to happen. But I promise you it will. And we're going to talk about the economy and what that should look like.
Collecting materials from the world. This other player has begun to harvest wood he needs for building supplies to construct.
See, they're
a
gaining
home
like
on
the
hillside.
node progress bar,
As
experience
they
for
collect
the
these
node.
materials, they are both gaining character experience while at the same time contributing experience to the node that resides within this specific zone of influence. As players participate in more activities, this node will collect enough experience to advance to the next stage of development.
I really
All
feel like
the
the node
activity in
system
this
is
area
good.
has brought the base node to stage 1 in its development. We call this the NPC stage. Until now, this node was unknown, but the arrival of these NPCs unlocks access to new activities for the players, and as the node continues to progress through each level, it will attract more NPCs, which will provide evolving content that reflects the specific node's location. Let's
Then there's another thing I wanted to show you guys. That's pretty much the node system.
Happening in the world.
Where was it?
A bridge has been built to connect this area to
Yeah,
a
see-
neighboring node. This will add a potential trade route that our caravan system will take advantage of, connecting two neighboring nodes and allowing for economic.
This is what I wanted to show you
prosperity
guys
for
too, the
players to
caravan
capitalize
system.
on. However, all of this activity has triggered something deep within the mountain.
See how the world's changing based on what the players are doing? Like the activities, there's a bridge and there's caravans traveling back and forth between these two nodes that players are developing, which is triggering this mountain, this volcano to explode. So stoked for it, man. Me too. I really think the RIOT MMO is the only MMO that, it'll be the next MMO that I'm going to play. I'm not going to play anything else. And then once the RIOT MMO comes out, I'm pretty much just going to play that the rest of my life, is my plan. But yeah, like
and adapt to provide the players an immersive tale.
a freaking
woven by
dragon
the
appears.
action.
Like that's what I'm talking about. The RIOT MMO is going to be something different, something unique. And I think Ashes of Creation, in terms of marketing, they definitely hit that itch of, I want something different, where really feels like a new MMO. I don't know if you guys are fans of like theme parks or whatever, but they just came out with Epic Universe from in Orlando. Epic Universe. I haven't been, but a lot of people who go there, and this park just came out, say that it feels like a new park. You know, like Disney World, they have all their parks, but they've been around for a while, and they haven't made much changes, especially in the last, couple of years. They'll add a couple rides, but this park, people say, no, it feels like a park that's been recently built. It feels different. And I think that's how the MMO is going to feel. It's going to feel like something new and something different compared to, what's already there. The history of MMOs offers a crucial lesson. EVE Online, I want to talk to you guys about EVE Online and Albion and whatnot. So EVE Online and Albion are celebrated for their complex, player-centric economies that create deep social structures. Conversely, games like Star Wars Galaxies suffered from hyperinflation, while New World at launch faced crippling deflation. Riot must navigate the sandbox accessibility dilemma, creating an economy with the depth of a sandbox like EVE, but the approachability that defines games like League of Legends. So now I'm going to talk to you guys what I think about the economic design, what I think it should be. So the history of MMOs provides stark examples of both the power of a well-designed economy and the catastrophic consequences of a poorly designed one. So we'll talk about EVE Online, because that one always gets praised for its economy. Literally, I don't even hear about the freaking game. I just hear about the economy. EVE Online stands as the genre's most famous and notoriously complex example of successful player-driven economy. Virtually every item in the game, from ammunition to capital starships is manufactured by players from materials harvested by other players. This has created a breathtakingly intricate economy, complete with corporations, supply chains, industry espionage, and market manipulation that mirrors the real world. CCP Games, the developer, even hired an expert economist to help manage and analyze the virtual world. A more accessible success can be found in Albion Online, which features a completely player-driven economy combined with a system of localized markets. Goods do not magically appear in every city's auction house. They must be physically transported by players. This creates meaningful roles for players, traders, and haulers, but also introduces risk, as they can be ambushed by other players in PvP zones, making high-value trade a tense and strategic endeavor. I know that when you look at this node system, you're like, someone's going to be like, but I lost all my stuff that I harvested, and now it's not fair. It's like, bro, it's supposed to be a real world. There's risk, there's reward, and if you take a risk, sometimes stuff happens. It's part of the game. Like, you should have, made a group and been prepared for that inevitable outcome. I've never played MMO before, so I wonder how similar it will be to League of Legends gameplay-wise. I think it'll definitely be free to play. In terms of like the gameplay of League of Legends, I think League of Legends is really telling when it comes to the combat. Like, League of Legends has skill shots as well as, tab targeting where you're clicking. And I think in terms of combat, the MMO is probably going to be pretty similar to that with a hybrid approach. Some kind of hybrid between tab targeting where you're actually clicking on the enemy and just pressing the button, as well as like a lot of skill shot abilities. For sure, MMO will break the internet. They are already huge. Yeah. I mean, the #1 comment, guys, I make videos. This is what I do. Like, I just like, I love Runeterra, so I make Runeterra lore videos. The #1 comment that I've ever gotten across every video I've ever made has always been, I thought the Riot MMO was canceled, or the Riot MMO was probably never going to come out, or I didn't even know the Riot MMO was still a thing. That's the #1 comment I get on these videos every time. But I promise you, it will. I want to show you the EVE Online video. Okay, yeah, listen to this. This is like EVE Online.
EVE Online is interesting for a bigger reason though, that is often overlooked. That is its amazingly realistic economy. Almost every item in this game, from rounds of ammunition to space stations, are player made. And by player made, I mean that raw materials are mined by player corporations, then transported by players from logistics corporations to open markets where the materials are traded to players that will again transport these materials back to space factories, where they will be turned into usable items and once again hauled back to an open market, where they'll be sold to an end user who will probably do this with it.
Okay.
To get a sense of how diverse industry and economics is in EVE, this is a flowchart. It's a condensed version of popular professions that people can do in this game.
Look at this.
Sure, other games have crafting that is almost as intricate as this, but no other game combines that with the level of player involvement seen here. Throughout that entire process we just saw, not one NPC was involved. Every trading partner was a real player, and this means that EVE Online has a surprisingly realistic and genuinely fascinating economy.
Player alliances. So then he's going to go through like, player.
Now there is so much I could talk about in this video when it comes to the...
He talks about like player alliances, but you get an idea of how the economy works. Everything is player driven, and he goes through basically the consequences of it being a player driven economy and what that results in. And I think with Riot, the Riot MMO is definitely going to be free to play. Every single game from Riot Games is free to play. And so I don't think they're going to have trouble with the player base, especially with how much hype is already around that Riot MMO. So it's just about, if they have enough players to be able to, do all this stuff, someone who's willing to haul, someone who's willing to craft, and then having the economy that incentivizes those activities, you could absolutely have a 100% player-driven economy. And then I want to talk about the player-driven economies that are not player-driven, but they're supposed to be because of freaking bots. Riot Games ruined my life. Great. That's how it's supposed to be. I can't stop playing League of Legends. I need to really try League of Legends again. I play Legends of Runeterra. I played Wild Rift a little bit. I played a little bit of League of Legends. I'm mostly just a massive fan of the lore. And so we're playing through the Rune King games right now. I don't know if you've heard of those, but the Rune King games are great. But I just suck at League of Legends. Do you plan on playing 2XKO? I do. I do, but I only have a Mac is the problem, and a Switch, so I need to get like a PlayStation or an Xbox. I really want to play 2XKO. I really hope they add in like story within 2XKO. You know, like Mortal Kombat always has a story mode. You know what I'm talking about? And like you get the cinematics. Same with Marvel games, maybe the Marvel Fighters. You're like Mortal Kombat story mode. Yeah, they have like these story modes with the cinematics. I feel like 2XKO could absolutely do this. They already got all the characters for it. You can definitely have a story with Echo and Blitzcrank going through and fighting at like a Zon factory, and you have the story mode with a couple cinematics. They could do it. I want to quit, but I can't. 10 years in this. No, well, you know, you shouldn't. I think you should keep playing League of Legends. League of Legends is a great game. I want to start playing League of Legends. I wish I was in your shoes. What if Riot MMO's copy of WoW? I definitely don't think that's going to be the case, because they literally did a full reset because of it. If you remember, this tweet came out, what was it, in March 2024, and honestly the job postings really aligned with what he's saying here, but he said, you know, that they kind of went dark because they basically were making a game that was too close to the World of Warcraft, and they had to change direction. They didn't change direction here. They definitely changed direction more like 2023 to early 2024, but they did change direction and moved more towards like something different. Where's he saying? We sent development path. We started laying the groundwork for the pivot some time ago, so it definitely happened before then. After a lot of pressure, we decided to reset the direction of the project some time ago. The decision wasn't easy, but it was necessary. The initial vision just wasn't different enough from what you can play today. He's definitely referencing World of Warcraft. Tryndamere freaking loves World of Warcraft. He streams himself playing it. So I don't think it's going to be a copy of WoW. Parliament celebrates 7 months of membership. How about servers? Oh, I'm definitely going to... You know what? I think we'll talk about servers tomorrow. And server health and, you know, what it means to be on a server kind of thing. Because sharding in World of Warcraft is absolute trash. How long do you think the game releases, or at least get some update for it? If I had to speculate on release date, I think it's going to be 2028 to 2029. In terms of update, you guys look at 2XKO. Guys, 2XKO is not even... Man, I always do this. 2xko.com. They need to buy this freaking URL. Just buy it. And just forward it to here. 2XKO isn't out yet. We're freaking still in beta. And look how the game already feels like it's here. How much news you're getting. How much the community is surrounded around it. And this has been like for a year now. I think by next year, by 2026, you're going to have something. A cinematic, an announcement, a teaser kind of thing. By 2027, you're going to have alpha, 2028 beta, 2029 release. I think that's what it's going to be. So by next year, you're really going to start seeing stuff on the RIOT MMO. And we can just, now they're ramping up on roles, so we can definitely speculate as to what's going on internally based on these roles. As a VFX artist. But yeah, I mean, by the time we get to this point, it's going to feel so close, you can taste it. So a failure of the economy. On the other end of the spectrum, Star Wars Galaxy serves as a cautionary tale of hyperinflation. Over years, the game's currency faucets, like mission payouts, were increased while its sinks remained trivial. This flooded the economy with currency, devaluing it to the point where money became almost meaningless and new players could not afford even basic goods. More recently, New World suffered from the opposite problem at launch, deflation. A lack of effective currency faucets and an overabundance of sinks meant that money was constantly being removed from the economy faster than it was being generated. Sounds like America. Grinding trade to a halt and crippling the game's crafting-centric design. These examples demonstrate that economic design is a delicate balancing act, and failure can render a game unplayable. When is it going to release? Yeah, I answered that what I think. I really need a new game to grind on, man. WoW is fun and all, but something new, you feel me? I'm 100% in the same boat. I literally don't play WoW anymore, but my brother is probably streaming right now. Let me see. Yeah, Samicus. Samicus is still going hard.
Yeah, ethereal.
This is literally my brother from the same mother.
Try this. Blam.
Yeah, he's still going hard on the WoW run. Yeah, if you guys like WoW, I would check him out. Yeah, but I know the WoW grind, I couldn't do it anymore. I'm way more interested in the RIOT MMO. Graphics, same like League of Legends cartoon. I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, look at freaking. Oh, I didn't plug in that. I need to plug this in iPad. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it'll be, you know, the same look, right? In terms of. There we go. Okay, we're charging now. I think it's gonna be the same look. I just think it's gonna be, you know, a lot cleaner. I think a cartoony look is good. I don't think you should go for hyper real. I mean, look at cartoons, right? Freaking Lion King or Hercules from Disney. I mean, these movies are from the 90s. They look great, you know? They look great today. They really do. They don't look bad because they have a cartoony, like their own cartoon art style. You need a cartoony look in MMO for it to last. If you go for hyper real, I mean, freaking, don't get me wrong, guys. Every Christmas, I'm watching the Polar Express, okay? I love the Polar Express. It's a great game. I mean, a great game. It's a great movie. But at the same time, they went for like a hyper real look. And at this point, I mean, it does look a bit like a really bad in-game cinematic. But I'm going to watch it every year nonetheless. I just want living, breathing world. Exactly. And that's what the economy has to be. Any news from Arcane? We do know one thing, that they're making a live action. Not Arcane. Everyone keeps thinking I meant like a live action. When I say that, they think I'm making a live action Arcane. They're making a live action set in Bilgewater. I do think Arcane, the actual creative studio, is going to be for Noxus. And I have a video on that where it's like... They're definitely doing this, I think, based on their site that they're using. It looks exactly like Bilgewater for the live action. And I think that the next Arcane is going to be in Noxus or Demacia. Just because of the interview, he's like, we're going to make more shows, more movies. What will be the focal point? And he says, you know, we're dealing with a couple big threats. We're definitely looking into Noxus. We're looking at Demacia. I think I'm leaning more towards Demacia now because Noxus is kind of getting fleshed out with the League of Legends story currently. But there's a lot that could still add to it if they did like an Arcane version of it. See, you're looking forward to getting verified and partner status. Man, there's so many people like giving me bot stuff. It's too much. My article is literally about why bots should be destroyed. We need to stay alive at least till 2030. Yeah, I know. Start working out, eat your broccoli. Just make sure you're there to play Riot MMO. I love cartoon style MMOs. Yeah, I think it's needed. I think so, and love it. Yeah. It has to be that kind of style for it to last as long as we want it to. That's why World of Warcraft is still alive. It's because it has that cartoony look. I think our style is gonna be Fortiche style. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like an amazing, you know, cartoony look. And then the Arcane is still like a cartoony look. It's not going for realism. It's its own style. So I do think we're gonna align there. Then this. I do think that's where it's gonna fall. The graphic argument is outdated. It doesn't make sense as it's used to 15 years ago because we've reached a graphic plateau. The game has looked pretty much the same for the last 5 years. World of Warcraft? Are you talking about World of Warcraft? Yeah, it's definitely looked the same for a long time. That's because, I mean, how far are you gonna push it to the point? Here's the thing about World of Warcraft with the art style. Matt, how far are you gonna push like current graphical design to the point that the old world really just starts looking like shit? You know? Like, I know that they created the spiders. Like, they add new spiders in Khazal Gore, and they add that spider model all over the world. You know, they change the spiders in Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms to match those new models. But at the same time, like, if you push Khazal Gore so far that it just doesn't, it looks like amazing, you know, compared to everything else, then it makes the rest of the world like really look trash. I think that they have to maintain some kind, at least somewhat fidelity between. That's why you need to start with the right art style, the right style of game. Because at the end of the day, it's eventually. Why freaking World of Warcraft? When did it come out? 2004. It's been 20 plus years. No, I'm talking about all games. The games that went for realistic 5 years ago. Oh yeah, exactly. The games that go for realistic, they look the same, and then they don't age. Oh, realistic graphics, you're saying don't age as bad as it used to. Well, that's, I mean, it really, I mean, it's become a long way. I'm not going to say it hasn't. It's come a long way, but I think when you span over 20 years, like World of Warcraft after 5 years looked pretty good. And, you know, like when I was a kid, I remember I played, man, what was it? What did I see? I saw like Donkey Kong 64, something like that. Yeah, I remember seeing this game and thinking that that's like peak graphics. It'll never look any better than that. I saw this game and I said, this is like the best games will ever look. There's nothing better. Like they've reached, I literally remember thinking this. I saw this game and I said, that graphics will never be better than this because this is as good as cartoons can ever look. I remember there's one part with the water. Yeah. Yeah, I remember thinking like this was peak. Like, this is as good as graphics will ever look in the world. Where's the water part? I see it. I click it. I don't see water. Maybe it's a little bit past this. Yeah. I looked at this, and I was like, I was way too little to actually play, you know? I just kind of saw it, and then I thought about it as I got a little bit older, but I remember seeing it and just being like, wow, this is... It'll never look any better. That's the peak, it's the maximum, it's the nicest it'll ever look. And it'll never be improved upon. I mean, we can go 100 years into the future and it'll still look the same. So it's always, you think it's like at its peak, but it always gets better. You know, I'm sure people watched VFX from the Jurassic Park and thought it'll never get any better. Actually, you know, well, VFX, it wasn't really that much in Jurassic Park, so that was kind of a bad example. But... Oh, banana. People always think it'll never get any better, and then it does. Realistic with the Riot game. That's how I felt playing Halo 2. Yeah, freaking Halo. Halo 2. Cinematic playthrough. I remember Halo thinking the same thing. Man, Halo was so freaking good. There was a time I only played Halo. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, I thought it would never... I mean, look how much better we've gotten just from this. And I'm sure everyone at the time when this game came out, this was like insanely real. It felt real. Man, do another playthrough of that. So you always think that it's at its cap, you know, it'll never get any better, and that's just like, you know, if they do a realistic game now, it's not going to look trash in 20 years, but it will. A cautionary tale, World of Warcraft. Did I show you guys this? This is what happened to Star Galaxy? Yeah.
Jedi wouldn't be the only source of controversy. In a game with plentiful bugs, lie bountiful exploits, cheats and glitches that players would use to give them an unfair edge over the competition, and in 2004, they had found a way to abuse the trading system in order to duplicate credits. They would offer an amount up for trade, and the moment that both parties accepted, disconnect. By doing so, the transaction would go through, and the disconnected player would receive a refund on the credits offered, allowing them to double their stockpile. In a game which economy is entirely player-driven, this would prove to be disastrous. Those who found the exploit shared it secretly within their circles, which quickly spread out of control, and by the time that the devs were able to identify and fix it, trillions of bogus credits had been distributed on every server, and inflation spiked astronomically. Overnight, those who played the game legitimately were now poor by comparison, as the prices of critical equipment...
Yeah, see, this is how real life works.
Were able to identify and fix it. Trillions of bogus credits had been distributed on every server, and inflation spiked astronomically. Overnight, those who played the game...
Yeah, see, like, this is how real life works. What an MMO has to do is make it where it's real life but fair. You know? Like, in the real world, the world that we live in, it's not fair. You know, you'll never be the boomer that inherited wealth and freaking, you know, is living a great life and buying his third house. That's never going to be you because you were just born at the wrong time. That's just the way the world works. But And you're never going to be, you know, the guy that just, at the end of the day, money makes money and money becomes fake when these people get that rich. What I'm saying is like, and your money doesn't matter. Oh, I'm going to go on this kind of tangent. But what I'm saying is that the MMO has to work in a way that makes it an even playing field, and your work is valued. Like the time that you put in is what you get out. You know, like, and there's other things that can ruin this. So this is obviously one way to destroy the economy of an MMO, is to have people just be able to copy freaking money. Damn, yeah, okie dokie, the cartoon, but not like Blue Protocol. Yeah, no, Blue Protocol is trash. But a cartoony look for sure. But like this is, what I'm saying is this is tough to come back from. You can't really come back. How do you come back from this? You just wipe everyone's funds. So you just have to be careful from the start. And then there's a caution tale of World of Warcraft. Before building the future, Riot must learn from the past. So there's one for Star Wars. There's another for World of Warcraft. No issue has plagued the MMO economies more than automated accounts or bots. World of Warcraft provides the ultimate case study. Its economy has been consistently undermined by two forms of automation: gathering bots that flood the market with materials 24/7, and auction house bots that use sub-second scans to constantly undercut human players.
That characters go on, where they automatically kill any mob that they encounter. Now the patterns they have. If you look closely, you can see that this druid is only keyboard turning. Whenever he needs to move his character, he will only do it by a keyboard turn, either by pressing A or D. And the reason for this is that it's a lot easier to code a bot that keyboard turns as opposed to turning with your mouse. You know, moving your character and your camera with a mouse is a lot harder to code into a bot. A real human player would use a combination of both keyboard turning and mouse turning.
This is clearly a bot.
Stormwind.
Look at
I
this guy.
encountered this odd player that was just walking around Stormwind in a repeated pattern, with no deviation, and his guild name was the URL of a website, which of course I'm going to blur out. Now of course the website is a gold selling website, so the name of this guy's guild is advertising a gold selling website, and he is just walking around Stormwind so people can glance at this website's address.
So instead of fixing this problem, what World of Warcraft did was they said, okay, bots are farming all the materials, they're undercutting human players, they're selling gold. Instead of doing that, we'll let these bots gather all the material, they'll pay a sub, and then we'll sell people the WoW token, so they can just buy gold from us, and then they'll use that gold to buy the really cheap materials on the auction house that these bots are farming. That's what happened. The result is catastrophic. The value of gathering professions is obliterated. I mean, you're an idiot. If you go out and mine right now in World of Warcraft or gather an herb, it makes no sense. Just go buy it on the auction house, making it pointless for human players to participate. Crafting professions are then squeezed from both ends with cheap materials and mass-produced finishing goods from bots dominating the market. This economic ruin fuels a vicious feedback loop with real money trading. Because, I mean, the WoW token actually, I feel like, made it, one, people, okay, sure, you can go buy gold from these Chinese gold sellers, but then two, now these gold sellers can buy WoW tokens with the gold that they're getting in-game, so they don't even have to pay the WoW token. Someone else is paying the WoW token, their subscription fee, and they're paying more for the subscription, because I think the WoW token is $20, and one WoW token equals 1 month of World of Warcraft. So at the end of the day, Blizzard actually makes more money from that, from them using the WoW token for the sub, which drives up the price of the WoW token, which makes players want to buy more gold. I mean, which makes players want to buy it more because now it's worth more. Crazy. And use the profits to expand their operations while legitimate players feel pressured to buy gold just to keep it. Crucially, this is the failure of game design, not just enforcement. Simple, repetitive tasks like clicking on an ore vein or trivial to automate the lesson of Riot is that an anti-bot strategy cannot be reactive. It must be a proactive design philosophy woven into the very mechanics of the game. Hey, what up, OM3? What up, Definity? What up, Nani? Oh, Nani? Nani? So here's what I'm saying. Why is this not charging? The iPad. Plugged in, right? Hello? I mean, we're gonna switch to Rune King anyways, but this might die. It's fine. Whatever. Where's like, what's it? Lucid chart? I don't know if I should do this live. I'm just gonna do paint. Online paint. Isn't there like an online version I can just draw in? Great. And how do I zoom in on this? Zoom. Where's zoom? How do I make this bigger? It looks great. It looks exactly like what I'm looking for. I just want to draw this out for you guys. Oh, zoom. Large size. There we go. Okay. Now we're cooking. It's very bright, but we are cooking. So you have the WoW token. Oh. You have a WoW... Where's my pen? I want to draw. Wow. Oh, maybe I'm drawing in white. How do I change the color then? Colors. Okay. WoW token. Now the WoW token is for gold. You buy that with real money. Where's the cam? I don't do a cam. I'm too pretty. So the WoW token costs, let's say, 10k gold. This looks like trash. 10k gold. World of Warcraft made the WoW token. You have a bot here. Bot. Bot. There's a bot. Bot sells real life gold, real life items on the auction house. Okay? Now they get the gold from the auction house and they use that to buy the WoW token. They're obviously ruining the economy by doing this, so the auction house, all the prices are dropping. And they're using that to buy the WoW token. And the WoW token pays for their sub. Pays for the bot's sub. Okay? That drives down the prices over here. So if I go at this color, this is the price. Prices are dropping here, and prices are rising here. So now the WoW token is worth more. The WoW token costs $20. It's a genius. It's a genius play, honestly. $20 for a WoW token. Now you have our real player. Our real player is going to be orange, and their name is Sally. Look at Sally, guys. That's a real person. Look at Sally. She's so happy. Sally goes to the auction house to buy goods, and they're really cheap now because they cost nothing. But she needs a little bit more. Now she can either go farm, freaking get ore or herbs or whatever. She can go get these herbs. That's a waste of time because if she tries to do that and sell them on the auction house, it's pretty much useless. It's not worth anything because this bot is constantly flooding the market. She can try to craft these into a material. The bot's crafting those as well. So that's pretty useless. So she needs money. This WoW token is now worth, let's say, freaking 50k because this bot ran up the price. Well, now this WoW token is pretty enticing. So Sally, being a good WoW player, goes and buys the WoW token. Now she has 50k gold. And Sally uses that 50k gold to buy that goods from the auction house. And that drives down the price of the auction house, and this bot continues to pump the auction house with goods. And then they raise the price of the WoW token, which Sally goes and buys to buy goods on the auction house. What the fuck? This is an economic lesson? This is a failure lesson. This is what happened with World of Warcraft. And that's why the WoW token is a way to, like, you know, just exploit the player and continue to have bots in the game. My headset was turned off when I had asked that question, but I had to watch the VOD part. 2xKO most definitely need a story mode. Yeah, please, a story mode. Yeah, like Mortal Kombat. I feel like it could easily be done. Can we name them Samicus instead? I should have. Oh my gosh, Moshi. Definitely not Moshi. Now I know who the heck you are. What up, Moshi? Man. What's up, Moshi? Palman, what up? Eco 101. Yeah, I got you guys. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's the problem. We're gonna do that a lot more. I think that was really beneficial. That's how the WoW token works. The WoW token goes up in price because of bots, and then they kill the economy, and so you have to buy a WoW token or just go out and get gold from questing or running old raids. To succeed where others have struggled, everyone must architect a multi-layered defense against botting from day one. This requires a holistic strategy combining proactive design, advanced technology, and community empowerment. Table below breaks down the 3-pillar approach with tactics outlined in a report on advanced prevention strategies. There's literally a report on this, guys. This is where I got it from. The Silent War Advanced Bot Prevention Strategies in Modern Gaming. Proactive game design, dynamic resource spawning. So dynamic resource spawning makes sense because then it randomizes resource node locations and timers to break predictable bot farming paths. This is about making it harder for bots, but it doesn't make a difference to humans. You know, dynamic resource spawning, a human can easily figure that out. Bots, it's not like they can't figure it out, but it's gonna increase the barrier of threshold for someone to create a bot. Like at this point in World of Warcraft, it's so easy to make a bot. I could make a bot tomorrow. I designed this website, so I can definitely do a bot. Proactive game design, engaging, gathering mini games, replaces the simple clicks and skill-based challenges that require human input, making automation more complex. You guys know how when you go to a website, it says, "Are you human?" You check the box and it says, click on the fire hydrant. Like, which of these are fire hydrants? And I get it wrong every time. Because, man, you know, that it looked like that had a fire hydrant in it. But yeah, that's kind of like, you can do that, not in an obvious way, right? I don't want to freaking see a pop-up that says, "Are you human? Check this box. What's a fire hydrant?" Which images have fire hydrants, but you can do it with proactive game design. Intelligent transaction limits, systematic flags and restrict accounts exhibiting non-human trading velocity and volume to disrupt RMT networks. Like, there's no way Blizzard doesn't see that this bot is on the auction house and automatically undercutting within milliseconds every single human that posts. There's no way. AI power detection, use AI, sure. Behavioral biometrics, analyze mouse, keyboard patterns, identify statistical signatures of automation with high accuracy. So this guy, this bot,
movement. Another
it's so
thing to
obvious.
Notice is that this druid never actually targets or reacts to me. Considering that I'm a high-level mage relative to him, you would think that this character would have some kind of reaction, or at least target me just to see what I'm about. But this druid is basically playing like I don't exist.
Like every time he drops in health,
this bot is scripted so that when the character is under 70% health, it will cast regrowth.
it should be easily detectable. That bot is like the low end of the bot. That's the low-hanging fruits. Community empowerment, gamifying reporting, rewards players in-game currency or cosmetics. Definitely not in-game currency, actually. I'm gonna remove that. For accurate bot report, turning the community into a detection network. I don't know about this one. You should want to get rid of bots just because you're, it helps with the community. It helps you at the end of the day because you're using the economy as well to help grow. So, and I don't want to see cosmetics because then, you're kind of, it's like what are you going to give a rat cosmetic? Get your rat outfit today. RuneScape had NPC that spawn and take you away to do some mini game. It helped them check if this person was a bot or not. After the mini game, they gave them a reward. That's kind of cool. I mean, it doesn't have to happen to everyone, right? That they get pulled out of the matrix and onto some like island where they have to do a mini game. But if like someone's running around like this and with it this freaking obvious, yeah, you should maybe like just do that. That makes sense. I kind of like that. Community empowerment, player elected council, establish a formal channel for dedicated players to advise developers on economic health and anti-botting policy. I mean, if you're not listening to the community, which, I see a lot of games don't do that very well. Listen to your community when they say this is a problem and botting's everywhere. Conclusion, the way to the world. The search for a principal economy designer is more than a job listing, it's a statement of intent. It confirms Riot is undertaking a deep foundational reset of its MMO project aimed to genuinely evolve the genre. This pivot implies a longer development time and a monumental design challenge, creating an economy that is both deep and accessible in a world that is resilient to the failures of the past. The ultimate success of the Runeterra MMO will hinge not on its graphics or lore, but on its ability to foster a stable, fair, and engaging virtual society. It will be defined by whether the effort of a legitimate player feels rewarding in a world under constant assault from automation. Like, if you're getting replaced by AI in real life, you don't want to get replaced by AI in MMO. That's the thing, like MMO should be like the real world in a lot of ways, but also better than the real world. Like the real world kind of sucks in that way, but you shouldn't be replaced by a bot in your freaking video game too. This immense responsibility rests on the shoulders of the designers who will architect the new world's economic constitution. They aren't just starting a game, they're layering the foundation of the world. And that's it. That's the RIOT MMO's grand economic blueprint. And now, I don't have any lore today because I really did try to do that VO thing. So I had an article, but it's not where I want it to be yet, and so I didn't post it. I'm gonna finish it today, and it'll go up here, and so you know, it'll be up by the end of the day, and then you guys can come here, read it, and then we'll go over it tomorrow. But it's time to play Rune King. So let me get this. Where is that? There we go. Alright, it should come up soon. Where's my controller? If this plug went bad, and that's why my iPad wasn't charging. I don't feel like the dock is charging either. And it needs the dock to go to back. Could try a different plug. Could try a different plug. Let's see. But I think you need the switch one. Let me see if this works. Oh, what the heck? My switch plug died. Like the power brick is dead. That's kind of weird. Set this down here. I guess I'll set that right there. Pause that. And then we got to get the lower corner set up. Where is it? The lower corner. There we go. Hello, everyone. Yo, what up, Vin? What up, Vin? Oh, where's that? I need this plug. Oh, I don't think that'll reach. I might have to just do it this way. It's fine. I'll get another. I have another switch plug. All right. Rune King. Oh, you guys can't hear it. My bad. There you go. Now you can hear it, I think. There you go. I think I might make this bigger on mobile. I don't know if anyone's watching on mobile, but I feel like it could be bigger on mobile. Like it's a bit too small. I try to fit the whole thing, but I don't think it needs to. I think that looks honestly better. A little bigger. Rune King is probably my favorite of the Riot Forge games. I don't know, actually, Song of Nunu is really good. If Song of Nunu didn't do so much damage to the Watchers, that might be my favorite. Just the ending. I don't want to get into, since we're gonna play Song of Nunu, but the ending of Song of Nunu kind of hits on one of my favorite stories, which is the Eye in the Abyss. Probably my favorite League of Legends lore story. Yeah, so where we were last, we had just gotten Braum, and now we're going to Misfortune's estate. And Braum had lost his shield, which I go through what his vault door is from and where he got that door from, which is actually Ornn's door that he built to mess with Grungback. And I think, did we get that piece of lore? Is it lore here? What is this? Oh, buy rumors. I remember this. Would you like to view a tutorial about this menu? I think it's just you buy basically quests, right? This vendor will sell you rumors about people and places unlocking the side quests. Yeah. New rumors will appear as the story progresses. How much money do I have? Okay. We buy them all. We'll take the lot. Alright, this way. Misfortune. Oh, I thought it was across the bridge. Oh, that's from the rumor that I just bought. That's what it is. I don't want to do that yet. Braum and Blitzcrank might be my favorite in 2XKO. I think Braum is maybe one of my favorite characters in all of Runeterra. To Fleet Street, right? That's where we have a chest over there. What's this? Oh, it's just saying where the... Can we go in here? What about down there? I see a chest. There we go. Now we're moving with speed.
Club, do they tell any stories of you, the great guru truth bearer?
I am but one of many truth bearers. There are no stories of me that I know. What of you? Do they tell your stories in the RIOT?
Of course they do. It is good to have myths, legends. The RIOT, oh, it is a land full of legends.
Yeah, we went through that lore last time. I think the next character that we're going to cover lore-wise is Pike. Or, yeah, I think it's Pike or Yasuo who joins the group next. Look at this yordle. Whoa, whoa, look what's washed up ashore. I take it you're here to ride the elevator? First time, so it's gonna cost you. What do you say, Maurice? The usual rate? I'll take that as silence for support. Just tell us what the fee is. If you don't let us pass, there'll be trouble. I mean, it's Braum. You got some fight in you, don't you? That's alright. I've learned how to tolerate it, he says. He takes out his knife on cue. He and his partner approach menacingly. What is this game? Rune King. From League of Legends, from Riot Forge. A lot of lore in it. That's what we're playing for. We're going to go through the lore. When a hazard or boon is not present, a wildcard initiative bar region will be randomly selected at the beginning of combat. We'll see Viego later if you know him. Like hazards and boons, fighters that land within the region will be targeted and affected with the region's reach initiative bar. Wildcards benefit all fighters, including enemies. Yeah, so they're talking about that square down there, that blue square. It's like if you try to line up your character within that bar, you can get a bonus. But enemies can get it too, so you kind of want to push them out. It's all about managing this bar down here. So we gotta taunt these guys. And then we do one of these. Tentacle barrier. Gives us tentacles. Yo, what up, Liam? And then Braum. I'll go ahead and hit this guy. Yo, what up, Josh? Oh, I thought you were saying hi, Liam. Alright, this should... I think... What is it, 60 damage? Yeah.
Goddess is light.
So Braum can now... I don't think it's even worth it. 25 damage, 39 damage, I mean, whatever. These are both heavies, so they're not really like... They're not really like, what up, Fang? What up? We need that. We need Misfortune. Misfortune shreds people in this game.
Too slow. The truth is here.
Now we feast.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, Beastie Boy, you've never played any of the Riot Forge titles. Riot Forge has some great games. I think I cycle through it at the top of the stream where it says ask me about Runeterra lore. I think it goes to all the titles because in the order that we're playing them through. Next after this one is Convergence. Just minding my own business. I mean, we didn't play the Teeth, so... There is another thing that I do want to play that's not Riot Forge, which is Teamfight Tactics came out with a... It's like a PvE mode that comes out the end of September. I definitely want to run through that live with you guys. Oh, I should put the map. So we're in Bilgewater right now. And we're going to end up in the Shadow Isles a little bit later, but we're currently in Bilgewater. Braum just showed up. He's from the Freljord. And Alawi's already there, and she's a Buhru people. She's of the Buhru people, so she's actually from the Serpent Isles section of Bilgewater. We're forming a motley crew. The map takes so long to load in this game, though. Alright. Man, I picked up all of these, like, bounties, and I feel like now they're everywhere. I think it's up here. Grab all this. Imagine being loot trying to hide from me. I'm just like this vicious person just grabbing all of it. I thought weren't we going to Misfortune's estate? Now I'm confused. Maybe we just do these freaking side quests to get them off my map. Because I want to see which one's Misfortune's estate, but I can't really tell. Quest log. Follow Raffin. Called for Alawi to discuss a new threat to Bilgewater. It's already tenuous stability. Like, I'm confused as to where I can't tell which of these quests is which. And I don't think that's Misfortune's estate. It's like somewhere else. Yeah, see, it's all the way up there. Fortune Estate. So I don't want to go to the slaughter docks. Warrens. I mean, do I want to go to the slum markets? I think I do. Slaughter docks. I think I do want to go to slum markets, actually. Yo, man, just wanted to say I really love what you do for the lore community. Yo, thanks, Persony. Thank you. That means a lot, honestly. I feel like I get it. I don't know why some people hate too much in the Reddit forums and stuff when I'm posting in Reddit, but I love Runeterra lore, and I've just been sharing it for years now. But thanks, that really means a lot, honestly. The Barons, oh, there we go. The Fortune Estate. Okay, we're on the right path. Bilgewater is like a mountain range of boats and houses. It stretches as far as the eye can see. It takes some getting used to. But it can feel like home, like any place can. Hi, how are you, man? Good. How's it going, Feek? Sarah Fortune's estate is down the elevator that way. But first, let's sample some of the market wares. You've had but a taste of the dangers of Bilgewater. Now is the time to equip ourselves to prepare for what else is to come. Oh. I forgot what's over here. I mean, I feel like this stuff isn't worth it yet. To be buying stuff right now, I mean, we're okay. Watch him play and listen. Oh, that's nice. I definitely hear some Buhru melodies. Your music is strange, but it fills me with strength. We aim to please here in Bilgewater. Best thing about playing here, it reaches so many people walking by. Music stirs the mind and moves the body. It sets the heart in motion. Finally, a fellow music lover gets it too. I wonder do these characters have names? They should have named this guy, there's someone who does like a ton of music for Riot Games. He did a lot of the music for Rune King. They should have named him. An assortment of trinkets, gems, and relics adorn this stall. Yeah, I literally have a playlist of like all the Rune King, Riot Forge titles, Song of Nunu. That's what I listen to sometimes in the car. Alright, oh, I see some lore up there. Definitely not leaving the lore. The Great Saphiel Heist. Orliv, you nav. The charm you sold me is not as advertised. My lady's love overpowered her for a week, but since then her feelings have not transitioned into the kind of long-term companionship you assured me I would receive. I buried the charm in the basement to free her from its effects, but her suspicions turn towards me now, and all is ruined. I'll take payback for this in blood. Furthermore, I'm taking steps to anonymously inform your target of the thievery you intend. If you are seen anywhere near the Sapphire Vault, the Sermago family will put a bullet through your shiny skull. And if they fail to do that, I'll do it myself. Your brains should prove fitting reimbursement for my dishonor. Furiously, Count Rangapath of Lywood Escape? I don't even know, Eskew. But that's an interesting charm. That's an interesting little trinket he had. They say Gangplank is dead. Then surely he joined the Black Mist, cursed by the cycle of ambition and self-hatred. Of all the places to live in Runeterra, I think Bilgewater would be my least Even though I love Bilgewater, it's just like too much bad stuff happens in Bilgewater, man. You got Pike, the Blood Harbor Ripper, running around just slaughtering people. You got the Harrowings coming across from the Shadow Isles. It's too cutthroat. Too cutthroat, too close to really bad stuff. Uh-oh.
They must be tested to grow.
Wharf Rats. I bet you this is what you start with in the RIOT MMO. If you make a hunter from Bilgewater, you're going to start with a Wharf Rat. I'm calling that now. I guarantee it. Your first pet as a hunter from Bilgewater is going to be a Wharf Rat. And you'll start with a pistol.
Like strike from ice throw.
I think we'll heal Braum up here really quick.
Almost as good as warm milk.
Which is the best place to live then? See, I would say Ionia, because Ionia is very pretty, but then you got the Azakana to deal with. Freaking demons everywhere. Demacia, but if you're born a mage, like, okay, now the mage seekers are gonna freaking fry you, throw you in jail, and force you to drink Petricite. Noxus only values strength. Where is it?
I live to fight.
Noxus only values strength, like above all else. So if you're just, you know, not strong enough, I guess,
So I can keep fighting.
and they really got. I feel like Noxus has the least loyalty. Oh, let me do something good. I need to. Noxus has the least loyalty. I mean, there's stories of someone who's just like a little too ambitious and end up, you know, they send them to freaking Ishtal to die in the woods. So I don't know if Noxus is a great place either. Man, then you gotta deal with LeBlanc and the Black Rose. Shurima. See, but what if you're in southern Shurima? Now you got the Void and Acathia to deal with.
Face, meat feast.
Yeah, if you end up here in Shurima and like the Sakalik, you're gonna end up being chased by the Void and Kais and no, you don't want to be there either. Shurima is actually a really bad place. You got the tombs, you got the Lavender Sea under you. Yeah. But obviously, we don't want to live in the Shadow Isles. I think that's obvious to everyone.
Goddess, guide us.
The Freljord. The Freljord is just so primal, and then you have the Watchers underneath. That's not really a good place either, because you got the Watchers, and then you know Lysandra, who's stealing children. So you might have your child stolen, who has to join the Frost Guard and then guard the Eye in the Abyss and whatnot over the Howling Abyss, and yeah, that's not a great place. Okay, so what do we have left? Do I want to live in Runeterra at this point? Well, we got Piltover and Zon, we've got Ishtal, and we've got Targon. Okay, well, Ishtal, you're freaking isolated by Skarner. He won't let you go. He's trapping you there, and you're not allowed to leave. And if you try to leave, you know, it's honestly, you're in the middle of like a magical woods. And if you go too far south, like the Plague Arbor, around this area, you go a little bit south from that, you get Zira, who's a plant that will eat you alive. Piltover and Zon, Targon maybe. Okay, so definitely not Ishtal either. And then again, you know, Ishtal I feel like has the least problems. You got Zira in the south and Skarner, who's controlling everything underneath. But you also got elemental drakes there. And Ishtal is very much a hierarchy. there's like people who are above, people who are below, and if you don't, there's like the ruling class. So you could also be a very low peasant in Ishtal. Alright, I'm gonna go over Piltover and Zon. Let me read this note. Goram. This is the Great Cephalite Heist, 1 of 5. Goram. The Count will meet us at nightfall. He's bringing a diagram with the location of Sarmago Vault. You bring the charm. Make sure it's for love and not lust. I think that was the charm that we were just talking about in the other card too. And he won't bother us about the side effects for a week at least. Happy customer and all that. My supplier is collecting the gear you and I will need to get our hands on the prize. Climbing spikes, glass cutters, knockout gas, etc. Let me know if you have any personal requests. I've obtained a pair of drakeskin gloves with a petricite resin coating. Ooh. Drakeskin gloves with petricite resin coating? These came from Demacia. This should allow me to empty the sapphire into vials quite safely. Bring protection of your own. I don't recommend getting sapphire on your skin. Keep low, Garam. If we survive this, we'll be richer than the River King himself. So, there's a lot of things referenced here. Sapphire are the sapphire sacks, which are in, if we go to Bilgewater really quick, and then I'll go through. I don't know which one I'm leading towards out of those 3, though, that are left. Where's the sea monsters? Actually, I don't think it's in the League of Legends map. It's Legends of Runeterra sea monsters. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, well, you can see them here. So inside of these mouths in the jawfish are these sacks that are called sapphire sacks. They're one of the most valuable things in Bilgewater. And I gotta change to this. Inside of this monster's mouth are sapphire sacks, and they literally, these ships, idiots, and this is one of the biggest ones that I've ever seen. That's one of the biggest ones that we ever see. They try to trap them, go into its mouth, steal the sapphire sacks, and then get out. And that's why Pike died. That's what his job was, going into this creature's mouth and stealing them. So that's what they're talking about here, of stealing the sapphire sacks. The Reaver King is actually Tom Kench. So if you know him from League of Legends, the River King. Tom Kench, the River King, not the Reaver King. The Reaver King would be Gangplank. Oh, and let's go through this.
Ilavi, does your god ever test animals?
Does my... No, Nagakaboros does not test beasts.
That's a shame. Grom's known quite a few worthy Elnooks.
Elnooks look like deers almost. When do you expect Liamo to have a proper announcement? I would say like very, very hopeful would be the end of this year. More practical would be next year. Next year, early next year, I think you're gonna get some kind of announcement from MMO. But it's possible this year. When's Riot Games' 20th anniversary? People always mention that to me. Riot Games 20th anniversary event. When is that? Isn't that this year? No, see, 2026. When is that? Why was something? Yeah, October 2026 is Riot's 20th anniversary. So, I mean, that could be a really good date for them to use. Or they could announce it and have a cinematic or something reveal on October 2026. Or announce the beta on that day. But I feel like that'd be good. If you announce it, like a full announcement, website, all that, community starts building October 2026. 2027 is beta, and then 2028 or 2029 is release. That could line up. Yeah, if I had to guess like a date, a hopeful would be this year, but I think a realistic time would be 2026, hopefully early, or it's going to be like October 2026 for the 20th anniversary. Piltover and Zon. The thing about Zon is it looks cool, Zon looks very cool, but at the same time, you got to deal with the gray, and it's toxic, and the people in Zon don't want to live there. It looks great, but if you look at the people of Zon, especially in Arcane, I mean, they don't want to be there themselves. They always talk about Piltover and like the rich people and all that stuff, and literally the show starts with them on the rooftop saying it's nice to get above it all. And Zon's just too toxic. It looks cool, but then you gotta remember Dr. Mundo's freaking pulling people into his research lab and freaking conducting tests on them. Piltover is way too much like our world, where it's you know, I don't want to be in school the rest of my life either. I feel like Piltover, you're gonna have to be in school forever. And I know Piltover is like more in line with our world, but at the same time, Piltover, if you're not contributing, it almost feels like you're gonna get dumped into Zon anyways. I think Targon might be the best place to live. You got the Solari and the Lunari fighting. But if you stay out of the way, it might not be too bad. If you can get out of the Solari and Lunari battle with each other, Mount Targon may be the best place to live. That might be my choice. You get those peaceful stars at night. Let me close this so I can go to the page. Yeah, I think Mount Targon might be the place. It's pretty. It's got a lot of good vibes to it. I mean, I'm not gonna attempt to scale the mountain and become an aspectual host. But if you stay on the ground, yeah, I think Targon is the best place to live. I think Ionia will be the best place. Yeah, I would think that, but the Azakana, man. The Azakana. There's too many demons. Like, geez, I don't want to be freaking threatened by demons all the time. There's so many demons in this place. And you gotta remember, the characters like Jin are running around just doing insane stuff. He'll shoot you with a freaking pebble and just turn you into a flower that grows. Imagine like your entire veins being filled with roots and you become a plant. The Vastaya. A lot of dark in Ionia. Now Yunara's there. She brought a Darken weapon with her. I mean, the kid freaking chopped down a tree from Noxus and he almost died to a tree. A tree almost killed him. Yeah, but the main thing is the Azakana. I don't want to be surrounded by demons all the time. Third picture is the best. Yeah. Oh, for Targon or for Ionia? Hope some champion gonna be like raid bosses, not just like allies or in quests. Oh yeah, no, I think it will be. Mordekaiser Rek'Sai raid gonna be crazy. We can go through champions that I think will be raid bosses. Fortune has slain our captain. We can't stand for that. I say we ransack the place to teach her a lesson. So these guys were loyal to Gangplank. We're about to become the richest people in Bilgewater, but we're gonna split it even. Because that's what Captain Thorn would have wanted. Targon? Looks like we got an eager audience here. They want the gold for themselves, but it belongs to Captain Thorn's crew. The third picture.
I have no fear.
This one. The vaulted road. The oldest paths through the mountains are marked by ancient gateways of glittered metal, the largest of which have come to mark the end of each phase of the Rakor's migration, to celebrate the moment they cross each threshold before continuing under the sun's bright path. It is pretty. How big would raids be? 10 man, 30 man, or depends? I think you're going to see both. I'd be surprised if you don't see a 10-man and a 30-man raid, but I think that you should separate them. I don't think there should be like 10-man. I like a dungeon where you can do 5 or 10. Let me fight these guys while I'm doing this. I like the idea of a dungeon being, you know, 5 or 10 man raid. But at the same time, I don't want to see a raid that's 30 man that you can do as 10, because people are always going to take the easiest route, is the problem. And you have to kind of account for that, I think. Like, you can't have a 30 man raid, but then, okay, you can do it 10 people, because it's way easier to coordinate 10 people than it is to coordinate 30 people. And so everyone's going to be able to do, everyone's just going to do 10 men raid, and then never do a 30 man raid again. So I'd like to see them separated, where you have a 30 man raid. Ooh, I gotta freaking heal, man. Am I gonna die?
And keep fighting.
Oh wow, and that didn't even work. Because now I pushed him back. Jeez. Yeah, I want to see them separated. I don't want to see a 30 man raid where you can do it as 10 people. I think I'd kill this guy first. Stomach block reduces all damage taken by balance and speed lane attacks by 90%. A power lane attack will knock the wind out of him. What does that say? Expect. Will knock the wind out of him. Okay, so I have to do a power lane attack. Man, I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking here. We'll do a power lane attack. That's not really worth it. I don't want to push that guy into it. We'll hit this guy one more time. Jeez. Jeez. Okay, there we go. Stunned. Taunts 3 turns, has no recovery. I'm gonna taunt these guys really quick. I do not want Alawi to die here. Man, this guy's freaking strong. Like, jeez, what am I supposed to do here? I don't remember this being this hard. Maybe I'll kill the little guy first. I'm gonna freaking run out of mana too. Maybe I should have bought something.
This is how you fight.
One more time on Braum, and let's if I kill this bottom guy, I can just do power lane attacks on the big guy until he dies. Let's do that. I don't care. You can heal, it's fine. Let's kill this little guy. Oh my gosh. It does so much damage.
Are you even trying?
Once we kill the little guy, I can just freaking do power lane attacks on the big guy and heal up, and it'll be alright.
Sorry, friend.
Okay.
Even Braum gets winded.
Maybe because I didn't pay the freaking toll down there. Well, she's gonna do a power lane attack right now, so we'll wait on that one. Okay, he should be stunned, right? Or is that just one time? Oh, I guess it's stomach block. Oh, okay, so now he's doing it. This is when you do the power lane attack. Power lane attack. Push this guy back a little bit. Perfect. Let's heal up Braum. Hey, I love your streaming content. Oh my gosh, the bots. The bots, man.
Face truth.
Man, this guy's brutal. I gotta freaking push him out of the heal.
Save the Poros.
Save the Poros. Okay. That should push him out of the heal. Dang, the heal goes off too early. Okay. I think because it hits before I can do the pushback. Let's heal up Braum again.
Time to teach.
Many thanks, friend.
Okay.
Promise. A little wobbly.
Alright, can we kill here? Before he hits us? I can do a power lane. Both get the heal. Alright. This should kill. There's no way Alawi doesn't kill. Man, that was kind of a harder fight than I was expecting. I was not expecting that kind of... I don't know why that was so difficult for me. Man, you know what I was thinking about? Targon. The thing is that literally the Solari have raided the Lunari and just freaking killed an entire area of like them worshipping. And that pissed off the Lunari to the point that they've killed a lot of Solari, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to be in that middle of that either. If you can stay out of the Solari and the Lunari fight, Targon is the best place to live. You get some Ibeck milk. Yeah. You just gotta stay out of the fight. Ah, you've been expected. Misfortune told me to keep an eye out for Alawi, was it? He says. You may proceed. She will meet you inside. Take this lift and go directly to the parlor room. No snooping around. Are you ready to go now? Yeah, let's do it. Please proceed. Proceed directly to the parlor. I'm definitely gonna look around like that. They usually say that when they got a lot of loot. Gonna have to take a peek. Yeah, look at that chest. A good blade ain't enough to survive in Bilgewater, no matter how sharp. Yeah. See that? They want you to miss that. They don't want you to get it. No. We gotta snag that stuff. Can't tell if things are better or worse with Gangplank gone. Misfortune's got the same deal. Better hat though. Man, Fortune Estate's freaking massive. Okay, she's right here. I love the Bilgewater logo.
What a magnificent home. Like a palace. But what happened here?
Something wicked passed through this place. Can you feel it? Stagnation and rot.
Alawi, it's been a while. I was starting to think you were avoiding me.
I have been busy, maintaining harmony between the Buru and the people of your city. Perhaps you cannot see this from so high up on your throne.
You've got reason to be cross with me. Bilgewater's changed since I took over. Not all for the better, I admit. Maybe you don't forgive me for killing Gangplank. I know that you two had something together once. But now that time's passed, I hope you can see why things had to go the way they did. Talk to me. I want to make things right between us.
I am not blind, Sarah. I know that you did not call me here to settle our differences. Something terrible happened here. Someone attacked you.
Not someone. Mistwalkers. They slaughtered my men. Last time, the city was overwhelmed by black mist. But this attack came from me. You don't seem surprised.
The goddess granted me a vision. The black mist gathering in the Shadow Isles, growing more powerful, enveloping the world.
A vision? I don't have time for your goddess's riddles, Alawi. Mistwalkers invaded my most secure headquarters, took out a dozen of my best men. Raffin nearly died. Don't underestimate me, Alawi. I'll do anything to make sure this never happens again.
Brom, too, has battled the mist.
I'm sorry, who is this?
It is I, Brom of the Freljord.
Strong and dumb. Alawi, you have a type.
Bram washed up this morning. The black mist attacked him at sea, near the Shadow Isles. But this is different.
Years back, when we stopped the harrowing in Grey Harbor, we thought we cleared it out. But what if we were wrong?
We? You call yourself ruler of Bilgewater now. Why do you seek help from me?
I thought I explained myself. I'll do anything to save my city and protect my crew. I'm going to be the kind of leader Bilgewater needs. But to do that, I need your help, damn it. I can't investigate Grey Harbor myself. I need to take care of the wounded and secure the city.
I will go to Grey Harbor, because it is my sworn duty as Truth-Bearer to fight the Black Mist, and because I believe the goddess has set me on this path, not to help you.
Whatever floats your boat, I'm grateful either way. If you or your handsome friend learn anything, you know how to find me.
Handsome? Oh, what a spirited young woman.
Beware. Sarah has not yet decided whether Bilgewater needs a peacemaker or an iron fist. So far, her justice always stinks of gunpowder and blood.
Such interesting traits.
We will investigate Grey Harbor. If the Black Mist has returned, I will drive it back, as I have before.
So that's really interesting. Alawi literally stated that the reason that she's up against the Black Mist is Negakaburos. And Negakaburos we know has a lot to do with the sea monsters.
Well, what are we doing in Grey Harbor? Huh? This place is cursed. We shouldn't be here.
Heard Malik's got a meeting with Gangplank.
His corpse, more like. Fortune burned him alive on his own ship. Everyone knows that. We'll probably get it worse.
Funny thing about Grey Harbor. Sometimes the dead come back. I wonder, will you?
Nothing, kid, some slack, Gangplank. You've been gone a long time, and you need every man you can get.
Men don't get my city back.
Fortune survived. Those things you sent only rattled the hornet's nest. Made her even more dangerous.
That was just a taste of what's to come. You have what I asked for.
It's all here. But what do you want with this old junk?
You have no idea what you're looking at. These Buru artifacts are the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah, sure. Be lucky if we survive long enough to see what you got planned.
Relax. My work's almost done. When I return, I'll have the Black Mist under my control. We'll take my city back from Captain Forged.
Would a mist no friend from foe?
It won't need to. Keep that around your neck. Tell your men to stay close. Don't do anything stupid, and the mists of Grey Harbor won't pay you any mind.
Hey, if you're going back there, You need this more than me.
Not anymore.
A tribute to the bearded lady. Just in case.
Bilgewater belongs to me, living or dead. That's my destiny. But if I'm never to sit on his throne again, my ally better hold up his end of the bargain.
So the bearded lady there that he mentions is Negakaburos as well. So she has other names like the Great Kraken, I think, the Great Mother is one, the Mother Serpent, the bearded lady, and Negakaburos. Those are all names of the same spirit god. And Negakaburos is really interesting because in this story, Alawi literally says that Negakaburos is the reason why Alawi is doing what she's doing, why she's going up against the Black Mist. And Nuno Negaburos, at least in the form that we see her in, is like a great kraken, which has to do with the sea monsters. And I've said this multiple times, the Black Mist, I don't think it just affects stuff on land. I think it affects the ocean as well. And the sea monsters, their play is Pike. And they send Pike into the Shadow Isles with this group later to also go and stop Viego and stop the Black Mist. So there's so many players here all coming together in order to like stop the Black Mist, all with their own reasoning. At the end of the day, Braum has his own, right? He wants to get there for the blessed waters so that he can cure that kid back in the Freljord. So Negakaburos is such an interesting character, one of the most interesting spirit gods. She is, I would say, equate her to, you know, like the Freljord Volibear and Ornn. Very similar.
So, this is Bilgewater. I can see why you hired a bodyguard.
It isn't at all like Ionia, but it's so colorful. You can taste the salt in the air, everything's covered in sea foam.
That isn't sea foam. Watch your step. Whatever business you have here, I hope it's brief.
Don't worry, my contact won't be hard to find.
Your contact? Who's that?
The merchant. You'll learn more when the time is right.
I like to know what I'm getting myself into. Besides, I can't protect you when you won't tell me simple things like who you are.
Yo, thanks for the follow, Olivia.
Where we're going.
You seem on edge. Are you running from someone? You were pretty eager to leave Ionia when we met.
How about this? When you tell me who you are, I might tell you why I left our homeland.
You have all the information you need, swordsman. And payment in advance. But if you like, we can part ways here.
Do you have a name at least? Right. Let's go.
Oh, geez. I gotta drop for work. And hopefully these streams will be longer in the future. But right now, I do start work at 9 o'clock. I'll drop right after this.
Are you the merchant who trades in Vestaya artifacts?
Shh, keep your voice down. This is sensitive business. Are you looking to buy? If you know about the Vestaya artifacts, you must be a collector.
I hear you sell sunstones from the Vasani tribe.
When I can. Those Vestaya all died out long ago. Their sunstones are incredibly rare. I sold one recently, however.
Who was the buyer?
Can't reveal the name, I'm afraid. Client confidentiality.
Just tell her. It's easier for both of us.
Now, no need for violence. Your client won't mind if you tell me.
Oh, the client, the man named Malik from the Jagged Hooks, he said he was going to Grey Harbor.
Grey Harbor. Is that nearby?
The place is cursed. Only madmen go there.
What's a Jagged Hook?
Gangplank's whole crew. They're not even scared of Sarah Fortune. You don't want to cross them. And neither do I. Leave me alone.
You're looking for an ancient relic. That's something you could have told me.
You learned it at the right time, just like I said you would.
These streets are dangerous at night. We should find a place to sleep.
Yasuo and Ari into the story, and she's looking for the Vasani tribe, which if you look at this picture, you can see the question mark where it says Ari. Just show you guys this before I log. You can see the question mark there next to where it says Ari. She's looking for her tribe and trying to figure out her past because Ari's the only one of her kind, and she's a Vasani.
Oh.
The game canon, right? Yeah.
Rate, or,
2 rooms for the night.
You sure?
One room will do.
Is that Noxian coin? That ain't no good here. We only take silver serpents, no exceptions.
Look, it's the only money we've got.
Not my problem. Take your foreign coin someplace else.
Are you sure? Take another look.
Oh, such rare coin. You're too generous. Take any room you like.
And a drink for my friend.
Oh, of course, of course. You enjoy yourselves now.
Thanks.
You make an excellent bodyguard.
I'm not sure you need a bodyguard. What was that trick you pulled?
Trick.
What did you do to the merchant and the innkeeper? Don't play games with me.
Why does it matter? My talents helped get us what we need.
But I'm a human, and you're a Vastaya.
I knew I wouldn't be able to hide it much longer.
Ari's model in this game's so good. She's using charm, by the way.
Feathered, furred,
and yeah,
all
Paladin.
kinds.
I'm pretty sure Rune King
never
is
one
canon
with
as
your
well as Song of Nunu.
I'm the last of my tribe, the Vasani.
Yeah.
And I don't spend much time around humans. Since we boarded that ship in Ionia, this is the longest I've lived among humans in 100 years.
100 years is a blink for your kind.
Well, it feels longer when you're alone.
Look, you may be a Vastaya and your magic may be powerful, but I made a promise. I'm here to help you. If there's anything I can do to keep you safe, you can count on me. But you have to tell me what's going on.
I can sense a pain behind your words. Something weighing on your heart. You need this job more than I thought.
Is this another one of your talents?
One of many.
My name's Yasuo.
You may call me Ari. 100 years feels longer when you're alone.
You are more beautiful than any flower.
Please, leave me. My magic. I cannot control it.
I don't care. I am yours.
No. What am I? A monster.
Yeah, so Paladin said the game canon, right? Yeah, I think this game and Song of Nunu are both canon. I think Convergence is an alternate timeline. Hextech Mayhem, alternate universe as well.
I'm losing control. I have to feed soon. I should never have traveled with Yasuo. It's been so long since I lived among humans. His emotions, his memories. If I don't hold myself back, I'll consume them. It'll be safer if I do this on my own. Besides, I was going to leave him eventually. The secrets I'm looking for, they're for me alone.
Mageseeker, I think, is soft cannon, and Bandletail is extra soft cannon. I hope we get to see Vastaya Tribes of the Sky in the future Ionia exploration. So I do think Rakan and Zaya, who are like, Vastayan freedom fighters trying to bring the Vastaya back in Ionia, they are of the Tribes of the Sky.
She went to Grey Harbor alone? Damn it. Did I say something wrong? If I leave now, maybe I can still find her. I can't fail at this again. I can't let her die.
Man, these cinematics have been just back to back to back. It's been a long one, and I really got to get to work. More heroes looking to make a name for yourselves by heading into Grey Harbor, huh? Good luck with that. Keep your luck. We need only guidance of Nagakabutos. If you're serious, you're going to need some gear. I can help you with that, if you got the coin. Now, I think with the Switch, I can just press the home screen. It'll save the state. So, I'm going to do that. Okay, so the state is saved. We're going to come back here again tomorrow. We'll finish up a little bit more of the Rune King, talk to you about the lore, and talk through all that. So I'll save the state like this. According to the Japago logo, are landwalkers. I mean, they definitely, because Zaya and Rakan aren't sky tribes. That makes sense. I never really see them fly. I just assume because of the wings. But I'll look into that for sure. All right, guys, I do have to drop for work. Thanks so much for stopping by the Grove, and I will see you all tomorrow.